Now, the makeup of Thailand's new government hangs in the balance as the Parliament House Speaker postpones a vote to select the next Prime Minister. The vote was set to be held on Thursday after two previous attempts by the leader of the election-winning Move Forward party, Pita Limjaroenrat, were blocked. It remains unclear when the next vote will be. The development deepens a political deadlock that has left the nation without a leader more than 2 months after the general election. Well, earlier today, the pro-democracy 8-party coalition cancelled its meeting. Thai, which took over the reins of the bloc from Move Forward, was expected to brief the coalition after meeting with other parties and army-appointed senators. Parties in the outgoing administration say they'll not support a government which includes Move Forward and its plans to amend the Royal Defamation Law. CNA's May Wong joins us live from Bangkok. May, it all seems to have ground to a halt. What are the possible scenarios that could play out next for Thailand?
Not looking good for Thailand at all. 3 possible scenarios, really. Number 1 is the fact that we will await for the Constitutional Court, which will make a decision on whether or not first Pita Limjaroenrat from Move Forward Party will have another chance to be renominated in Parliament to be allowed a chance to become the next Prime Minister, or will the Constitutional Court decide that, hang on a second, Parliament still has to postpone the PM voting session because the fate of Pita Limjaroenrat is still undecided right now. They have up to 120 days, 4 months, to make that decision. Second scenario is the fact that ultimately the political wrangling among political parties will continue. And continue for how long? Well, continue for 10 months perhaps, and wait for the military-appointed senators of 249 of them for their term to expire in May of next year, so that the coalition party can actually go ahead and get enough votes to vote in the Prime Minister that they want without having to go to the other side on this matter. Final and third scenario is the fact that the current 8-party coalition will eventually disintegrate, split up, and you have the new coalition leader, which is Thai, going over to the pro-military side, going over to the senators in order to win favors and to win votes and form a government. All of these scenarios bad for Thailand because, number 1, a caretaker government right now cannot make new decisions, and obviously the country is stagnant. And number 2, this will infuriate the people even more because the people who voted and chose Move Forward Party as the winning party will now be even angrier, because if Move Forward doesn't become part of the new government, this will definitely take people onto the streets.
Well, that's the key, isn't it? It is frustrating, not just for the people who voted for Mr. Pita, but businesses who are being held hostage to this extended process.
Over the last 2 months, we have already seen the citizens come out and voice their frustration and growing anger. Now, we've seen what the people have said: respect their votes and also to acknowledge the election results, which they have chosen Move Forward Party, Pita Limjaroenrat, 14 million votes, the highest number of votes in Parliament. On the flip side, as you mentioned, businesses, over the last couple of months, businesses have been waiting and watching, but increasingly they too are getting extremely frustrated and weary, simply because the country only grew at 2.6% in terms of its economic growth last year. This year was supposed to be the prime year for them to rebuild the country, reboost the kind of economic growth that they hope to see. But the problem is, without a new Prime Minister, without a new government, a lot of things cannot move. For example, budget cannot be dispersed. Obviously, policies cannot be rolled out. Who is going to make the decisions? Who are the chambers of businesses as well as investors going to talk to in order to solve the problems? Obviously, people's problems are still there. People's problems are mounting, and yet no solutions.
All right, May Wong summarizing the situation there for us live from Bangkok.